God looked down from the heavens and saw mankind fighting with stone. On one side, those who built walls. On the other, those who broke them. This is not just the story of China. It is the eternal struggle between fear and freedom. When the wind blew from the north, the echo of hooves struck the stones of the Great Wall. And that's when the dragon met the shadow of the steppes. Centuries ago, China was not a nation but a battlefield. Kingdoms fought endlessly, rivers ran red, and farmers lived in terror of the northern riders. Beyond the mountains lay another world, the world of the nomads, the Turks, and later the Mongols. They were born under open skies, guided by wind and freedom. To them, borders were illusions, but to China, that freedom was chaos. Every spring, horsemen swept down from the steppes, burning fields, capturing cities, shaking the empire's pride. And so, the more China feared, the higher its walls grew. In 221 BC, the state of Qin conquered its rivals. Its young king rose to power and united all of China. His name, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. But his triumph was short-lived. To the north, the Xiongnu Turks were gathering. The emperor stood beneath the stars and said, "They come with the wind. We shall answer with stone." Thus began one of humanity's greatest undertakings, the building of the Great Wall of China. Tens of thousands of workers, soldiers, peasants, and prisoners were sent to the northern mountains. Each stone they carried was a sacrifice. Each wall they raised was a prayer for survival. A Chinese general wrote, "The wall grows taller as the people grow weaker." But with every layer of stone, hope began to rise, and so did the empire's pride. Signal towers lit the night sky. The empire finally had a shield, a dragon of earth and stone, stretching across the world. But the steppes do not bow to stone. By 200 BC, the Xiongnu Turks returned, a storm on horseback. They saw the Great Wall and laughed. Their leader said, "Stone cannot stop the wind." At night, the sky glowed red as thousands of riders struck the wall. The signal fires blazed, and for the first time, the Great Wall trembled. That night, China learned a truth. It is not walls that protect men, but the courage within them. Centuries passed. The Han Dynasty extended the wall even farther. Yet peace never lasted long. The Turks rose from the ashes of the steppes, the heirs of the wind and thunder. Under Genghis Khan and Istemi Khan, the Turks reached China's borders once more. A Chinese general recorded, "They are born to fight, we are born to defend." That single line defined 1,000 years of struggle. In the 13th century, the steppes roared again, led by Genghis Khan. He was more than a man. He was a storm given flesh. When he reached the Great Wall, he did not stop. He rode along its stones and said, "They feared God. I became him." The Mongol war machines shattered the gates, tore down the towers, and burned the cities beyond. The Qin dynasty fell, and from its ashes rose the Yuan dynasty, the Mongol Empire of China. The wall had fallen, but history had only begun to rise. When the Mongols retreated, a new power rose, the Ming dynasty, 1368. They rebuilt the Great Wall stronger than ever. Millions of stones were laid again, each one carrying the memory of blood and faith. The wall no longer only protected China, it defined what China was. But the whispers never stopped. Old men told their children, "Ungroaning, under every stone lies a beating heart." The spirit of the Turks and Mongols never faded. They became legends, the eternal wind that the wall could never stop. One Turkic legend says, "A gray wolf leapt across the Great Wall, but its tail was caught between the stones." Since that day, when the wind howls, you can still hear the wolf crying above the wall. The dragon stood silent. The wolf sang on. Today, millions walk the Great Wall, but few understand what it truly represents. It is not merely a monument of defense, it is a monument of human will. In the silence of its stones, you can still hear the clash of swords, the cries of workers, and the breath of the steppes. A wise monk once said, "The wall did not protect us, tremended us who we are." God looked down once more. On one side, a dragon built of stone, on the other, a wolf made of wind, and he smiled. Stone stands, wind passes, but both live forever in the story. Because this is not just the story of China, it is the story of humanity's endless dance between fear and freedom. Every empire builds a wall, some with stone, some with courage, but in the end, all crumble before time.